What is good, guys? Welcome to a brand new video. I finally fixed headphones. Okay, I know the other one you guys were kind of annoyed with. It's kind of the mic that I use for gaming, so I guess, but it is what it is. I'm gonna break down the trade I took on my Titan Capital Markets account. Took 37 minutes, as you can see, which made me $4,700. As you can see, two-step funded, and the payout will be um like on the 24th or something like that. So that is 2 weeks now. So I got approved on Friday, and as soon as I got approved, I traded again, and I secured the payout. So let me show you guys the trade, right? So if you go down, you can see that the close price is 27. So let's put it onto 27. So it's a 1 to 2.4 RR trade. I'm gonna show you guys why we took the trade. So first of all, if we look at gold, yeah, let's remove this. Let's look at the 1 hour because gold was moving very crazy. If you really look at it, probably should have taken all this, but all good. So what I did expect, I also shown it in my Discord, right? If you go to my Discord into the analysis part, you can see that I had a video first, right? And I was explaining essentially, look, if gold goes to a specific area, what I want to see is price react from here. So at first I wanted gold to push these highs, but that never happened. So then I gave an update inside my Discord. You can see, look, this is the update on gold. I was expecting price to push all the way up here towards 33.50, or even get buys from here. Now that did not happen. I mean, this did not happen, but it went close to 33.50, right? It went to 33.47, and the difference between 33.50 and 33.47 is not a big difference. That's why I was fine with just taking this, right? Because even if you look at this, this is actually the first push down. You can see that we are pretty close. So then I was looking at the 5 minute and I was looking for what gold's gonna do. Obviously, it is a Friday evening, so price might do some different things. So what I saw was, look, we had this liquidity sweep here, right, on the 5 minute, and then we had a break of structure. So if you look at the 5 minute or even the 15 minute, but let's keep it on the 5 minute, we can see that structure is bearish, right? And then obviously, let's go to the 15 minute to take our supply zone. We can see that we have this big supply zone here, right? Now, obviously, since the supply zone is big, we're gonna include liquidity. First of all, we had some liquidity parts here. So once that happened, I went down to the lower time frame. So actually, I wanted to short from here, but I just waited for liquidity to get taken out. Liquidity got taken out. We got a small push to the downside. Then we came back to the supply that broke our demand, right? Because if you look, this is the last kind of structure that was holding this right here. That should have continued because this reacted from here and that also reacted from here. So it should have held that low, which it didn't, right? So then once price came back, it gave us a beautiful chalk flip, and that's when I entered the trade around right here. I put my stop loss at this high just to be safe. I could have actually put it down here for a better result, but that was completely fine. I was risking about 1%, and with 2.5 hour, I made close to $5,000, $4,700. So that's a pretty good trade. I'm still in this trade on my Funding Pips account. I was supposed to close at these lows. It never reached there, and market closed. So I think when market opens, obviously either hit TP or break even, because I am at break even. I can actually show you guys that I am still in the trade. So we can see, hopefully you guys can see this $1,200 floating. So yeah, something like that. So that's 100K. Also Friday, I got paid from that and the approval. So hopefully we'll see what happens. And this was a breakdown on EU gold. Now I'm gonna go down to EU. I did not take this trade, but I did pretty much just call out this trade in my Discord. If you go to my Discord, you can see that, look, I was not really sure what EU was gonna do. So what I said, look, this is what I want to expect. These lows haven't tapped the demand, so I wanted lows to get taken, and then we push up, right? And that's kind of exactly what happened. And even from there, it pushed down as well. If you go to my Discord, I even gave an update for the people, like EU in demand. I was saying EU in demand, so these are the positions you can catch, right? But now let's break down if there was a position to catch. Obviously, since EU wasn't in demand, we're gonna go into the 1 minute time frame, see if we can catch some entries, right? First of all, there's no real chalk flip, so there's no worries. You see break of structure, beautiful. Another break of structure. From this break of structure, you do retest. I mean, this is kind of a big demand, but same thing. You can see that price is giving higher structures and it's just respecting by like 1 minute structure, right? Now, then what happens? We keep breaking structure right here. For example, this is a small break of structure. We can call this an internal one. What do we see? We see the sweep of this low, very clean low, getting taken out. But at the same time, you just tack a small 1 minute demand zone here, right? Which has broken the supply, which this supply broke these lows, right? This supply was the reason of the liquidity sweep. Actually, if you look at it, for example, this low, right? This low was just a liquidity sweep, and then you have this supply, right? This supply is the reason why we broke the structure. So essentially, you want to break that supply, which that demand did do. So there could have been an entry potential if you jumped in, and you had a nice 1 minute chart flip right here. Very small, but very nice. At about 7:30 as well. So coming towards London Open, and this could have been your first trade, right? Now let's say you TP'd at this high, at the supply 10 hour trade. Now let's say you missed that one. You're just gonna keep looking for continuation. Break of structure, another break of structure, nice retest right here. From this retest, you have a chalk flip. So you don't really have to catch the bottom. You can always play continuations, which is what I teach in my mentorship. And essentially you enter here, you TP at that high, and you can see this is a 7 hour trade. Beautiful TP as well. And then it just keeps going, right? You have another break of structure, another break of structure. Then you have the retest again. Then you break internal structure, you retest again, which makes it a demand chain. Then you do internal structure breaks again. So you have this again, and then you internally break higher again. So it just keeps going, right? And then obviously you have a demand here, you have this low here. So that's another entry, and then you internally break structure again, then you come back again. So there's so many entry possibilities. Look, break of structure, and then you have a break of structure here. Obviously, that already reached the supply. So once you're this close to the supply, you don't really want to take another trade. But this is exactly what you could have caught, and it was very, very easy. And from there on, there were some short positions, but I was just telling guys don't take shorts, just long. And once you're done with the longs, you can stop trading. And that's exactly what happened. So hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown. If you guys want to see more of this, let me know, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.